Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I just want to take a quick few minutes just to run through the surveillance testing process and answer any questions you may have. My name is Chris Howell, and I am the manager of the surveillance testing program here at the DLC. Um, I, if you have any questions, please feel free to email surveillance@designlights.org. I monitor that inbox, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go through the surveillance testing process, just what that looks like, and then I'll answer some frequently asked questions. So this is the surveillance testing process. The product is selected, and you are then, after the product is selected, you are then notified that the product was selected. Once you accept testing, if you choose to move forward with testing, you will be put into invoice, and you'll receive an invoice for testing. Once that is paid, you will then receive information on where to ship the product, procurement information. All of those documents will come to you once the invoice has been confirmed as paid. We don't give out any location information until after that. The next is procurement, however long it takes for each individual manufacturer to procure a product. We do have an 8-week timeline, an 8-week maximum, but I'll touch on that a little bit more later. And then once we have received the product, it goes into testing. And then we evaluate the results here at the DLC. And then if necessary, the last sort of step would be an appeal. Okay, so this is a policy overview. It's a policy says that we are based on a system of targeted random sampling, and we have an added option for random selections as well. So sometimes there's a certain sort of target bucket that the product falls into, and that's why it's selected. Other times it's selected totally at random. If you do want to find out why your product was selected, you can do that, but that is not able to be done until the product has been tested and the report has been delivered. So it isn't until that time that we can give out the information as to why the product was selected. The selected manufacturer is invoiced to cover the cost of testing and administration, as I mentioned earlier, and the product is procured and shipped directly from the manufacturer. Product testing is done at independent labs who went through a competitive RFP process. We work with great labs. We have 2 tolerance tables. There's a table 1 failure and table 2 failure. If you're looking for more, I'm not going to dig into that, but if you're looking for more information on that, the surveillance policy really does a good job of laying that all out. Okay, and this is the paperwork you're going to receive in your notification. And what you're going to want to do is either accept or decline testing based on this line right here. And please only sign 1. And if you are declining testing, you don't need to fill out anything else. But if you are accepting testing, you need to fill out the rest of the information. There will be a date when the notification is sent, and then there'll be a date when you are due to respond back with your paperwork. These are your dates to remember. There's who should be the contact for surveillance testing. Please place 2 contacts here if possible in case we're not able to reach one. And then if you want the product shipped back, you can clarify that here and provide an address and a shipping company and a shipping account number. Or if you would like the product disposed of, we can do that as well. Again, this is only for those that are accepting. And then there is another page that isn't shown here, but there is a page that asks where the product is shipping from. If you can make sure and write that in, which warehouse or distribution center it's being shipped from, that way we can make sure if we're shipping the product back to you, we're shipping it at the least expense to you possible. And if you are shipping a product to us, that you are shipping it at the least expense possible. We want to get the labs as close as we can. like I said, we require shipping and account info if we're sending the product back. Procurement, primarily sourcing direct from the manufacturer, but the DLC retains the right to procure from any source. And like I mentioned earlier, must be procured within 8 weeks. We do make some substitutions if that's needed. If you have a product that you just can't get, or is just a really long lead time and you need a substitution, just reach out and ask. We're willing to work with you on that. Appeals, manufacturers have 5 days to initiate an appeal and 10 days for a full appeal. All appeal fees, so if the product needs to be retested, would be paid by the manufacturer, and only the results can be disputed, but not the consequence. Appeals require sufficient detail to address what is seen as invalid test results, as well as a potential remedy, and products are delisted during the appeals process. So if you are going through an appeals process and your product fails and it's been delisted, and you want to send an appeal, until that appeal is approved, is heard and approved, or if it's approved, then it would be put back on the website. And all appeal results are final. These are the consequences for if different scenarios. If you decline participation, we delist the products and all associated product. Fail to respond, same thing. Fail table 1, same thing. Fail table 2, manufacturer must update the product at full listing fee or have to opt out, and all associated products would be delisted. And then if it meets table 1 and 2, there's no action. I'm just going to go through a few frequently asked questions here. I have placeholders for my option is being selected. Placeholders are only supposed to be in a model number because they're not affecting performance, with some limited exceptions. Any options qualified in the placeholder are acceptable. If you don't sell the product anymore, we will delist that product, but it probably won't be much of an impact because it's not product that's not being sold anymore. And then again, you'll get the information on where to ship the product after you have paid the invoice. The product selected is made to order. What should I do? So just let us know, and if you're not able to get it in a reasonable time frame, we will make a substitution. So just let us. Why was my product selected? Again, I can tell you that after the process is complete. My premium product fails table 1 tolerances, but it still meets the requirement for standard. Can it stay on the QPL as standard? And the answer to that is no. Failing to meet the requirements under which it was qualified will result in the product getting delisted. It can be resubmitted as standard through the application process at the full application. And that's all I have. If you guys have anything else, any questions, feel free to reach out, surveillance@designlights.org. I'm happy to help bring clarity. I know that there's a lot of steps here, so I'm happy to help in any way I can. And I look forward to talking to you all.